why your daily stand-ups are broken, and how to fix them. The daily stand-up, that 15-minute team huddle every morning, is a staple of agile teams. But let's be honest, many daily stand-ups suck. They've become a chore, a mindless ritual we do only because that's what you're supposed to do. Teams keep having painful stand-up meetings out of habit, but not because they're getting value. It's time to examine why your stand-up might be broken and how to fix it, so it actually helps your team instead of wasting time. Yes, stand-ups can be useful. We'll get there. How stand-ups became a useless ritual. Daily stand-ups weren't always meaningless. They originated as a quick way for a team to coordinate. According to the Scrum Guide, the purpose of daily Scrum is to inspect progress towards a sprint goal and adapt the plan as necessary. It's meant to be a brief meetup to surface issues and synchronize efforts, not a status report to the boss. Teams do stand-ups because Scrum or some agile coach said you must without understanding why. Over time, stand-ups morphed from solution into just the way we do things around here. Common symptoms of a broken stand-up include: it drags on too long. Stand-ups ideally last 15 minutes or less. However, each of your stand-up lasts more than 30 minutes. It's individual status, not team-focused. Each person rattles off what they did and what they will do, without reference to the team objectives. It feels like a series of mini status reports rather than a collaborative planning session. People stop attending or disengage. Team members find excuses to miss it, or they show up but mentally check out, like turning off their cameras during virtual stand-ups. It's manager-centric. If everyone is really addressing the Scrum Master or manager in the room, that's a red flag. Even worse, if the stand-up doesn't happen when the manager is away, it means the team sees it as a compliance exercise for the boss, not something they own. No one mentions blockers or asks for help. Instead, each person just lists what they did, regardless of relevance. There's no real discussion, no problem solving, just ritualistic reporting. It also shows a lack of psychological safety. Team members don't feel safe to admit a mistake or say, "I'm stuck." Imagine a developer who has been struggling with a bug for 2 days, but is afraid to admit it. They might just say, "Yesterday I worked on the payment module, today continuing that," with no mention of the struggle. If your team is seeing several of these symptoms, say 3 or more, it's safe to say that your stand-ups are useless. How to fix your stand-ups? To make stand-ups actually useful again, we need to change how we run them and what we focus on. Here are practical steps to improve your daily stand-ups. 1. Stop rambling. Use a Kanban board as your guide. Structure the stand-up around your Kanban or sprint board, not around individuals. In other words, walk through the board columns and discuss the work as a team, rather than each person speaking in turn about whatever they feel like. This immediately shifts focus to the work and team goals, not individual status. Why a board? Because it visualizes the team workflow and what's in progress. By going through each ticket or card in play, you ensure the discussion is anchored on moving work to the done column. That's the point of software development, right? 2. Prioritize aging issues. Work that's stagnant. Not all in-progress tasks are equal. Some have been in flight for a day. That's normal. Others have been lingering for a week or more, which is a red flag. In your stand-up, give more attention to work items that are aging beyond the usual cycle time. Think of it this way. The longer an issue lives, the more of an outlier it becomes. Therefore, the more attention it deserves. In short, aging issues should raise an alert. You can use DevStats aging chart to identify issues that have been stuck in a certain stage longer than they should have been. 3. Focus on blockers above all. Stand-up's most important function is to uncover blockers. Anything preventing the team from moving forward, thus, make blockers the star of the show. Encourage team members to declare any blockers immediately and make resolving those the primary goal of the meeting. In practice, explicitly ask, "Any blockers?" and do it in a way that people feel comfortable answering. You want to create that safe space where engineers feel safe to share blockers. 4. Involve the whole team, not just developers. A common mistake is treating the daily Scrum as developers only. But many blockers to development aren't coding problems. They could be waiting on a product decision, a design asset, or an input for marketing or quality assurance. If your stand-up is devs only, those other critical folks are out of the loop. The fix is to invite the entire cross-functional team, which includes product managers, designers, QA, and perhaps a key ops person. By including all these functions, you can shorten feedback loops between disciplines. Remember, your product is a combination of all those functions by including 5. Move detailed discussions out, async or after. And lastly, a stand-up should be high-level and efficient. The moment it dives into the weeds of a problem, it stops being a stand-up and becomes a meeting. To keep it useful for everyone, enforce a rule: deep dive discussions happen outside the stand-up. This means if 2 or 3 people need to hash out a solution in detail, they take time offline, which could mean right after the stand-up or asynchronously on Slack or via email. The stand-up job is to identify that a discussion is needed, not necessarily to have it right then and there. Putting it all together, let's recap. Daily stand-ups themselves aren't inherently a waste of time. They became a waste of time because of how we've been doing them. The goal is to refocus the stand-up on what truly matters for team success. That means keeping it short, making it about the team's progress, not individual trivia, and using it to surface and address issues quickly. One of the most important tips to have more effective stand-ups is to cultivate a safe environment where anyone can say, "I'm stuck" or "I need help," with no shame. This is the foundation that makes all the above tactics work. With these changes, your stand-up can go from a broken ritual to a daily powerhouse. It will become a quick, energizing checkpoint that actually helps the team deliver, instead of a dreaded time sink. A well-run stand-up is a sign of a healthy and collaborative team. If you like this video topic, make sure to check out DevStats aging dashboards to help your team run more effective stand-ups. Thanks for watching.